hija de puta.
Orca attacking sailboats situation is the worst it has ever been. There's been 2 boats that sunk and 30 attacks just in the last month. That's like 1 per day. I guess it makes sense because boats are coming down the coast to do the crossing of the Atlantic in November. So the arc is coming down and there might be more boats in the water, but still, there are more attacks now than there were last year and the year before that and the year before that. We are from Lisbon, so we have to live with this new reality now. Every time you go out, you have to check the tide, check the weather, check the swell, and check the orcas. See where they are and if there's a high risk of being attacked. But it sure would be nice to go back to the time where you could just go sailing and not be afraid to have your boat sunk by these animals. And because the situation is so bad, it's catching a lot of attention and a lot of coverage. And with that attention and coverage comes misinformation. Not on purpose most of the time, but it's still there. And it still induces sailors in error and into doing things that, are just wrong or that might actually hurt. Most of this comes from sources that don't really care if it's misinformation or not. They just want to put out content and get clicks and views and all of that. Like me! Nah, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that to you guys. There was this channel that really caught my attention though. It's called Clark's Adventures. It used to be Sailing Temptress, and I respect the guy. He is out there doing things that he believes will help the sailing community, which is fantastic. But on this video, Clark, mate, what are you doing? We are sailing around the world the hard way. On our abandoned 1980s ketch, refitted on a very tight budget, now has all the luxuries you could ever want. This channel is more about technical advice and sharing knowledge than the journey itself. Sometimes with science, sometimes our mistakes, but always having fun. The best way to solve this problem is to engage in healthy debate and commentary. Because if we all have as much information as possible, we can make much better decisions on how to conduct ourselves or what to do to prevent this. If you are of the opinion that we should get out of the ocean because it's their territory, well, you should know some people decide not to contribute to the pollution that already exists by having a house, a car, a mortgage, and consume everything and have a simple life living aboard a sailboat. That's their way to save our planet. You even have people that, for example, there's this lady veterinarian. It's called Vet Tales Sailing Shaft. The link is down in the description. And this lady, she goes around sailing her sailboat and offering her services as a veterinarian for free to help the animals that need help. And she needs the ocean to do this. So are you going to tell her she should get out of the ocean? That's not how it works. We need to share the ocean, and we need to do it hopefully in such a way doesn't lead to the orcas getting shot or killed. Because there are already people shooting the orcas with guns. And you can say it's illegal as much as you want, because it doesn't really matter. When push comes to shove, people are going to defend themselves and the whales are going to have a bad time. We are trying to avoid this. Getting back to Clark's video, first let me say, I truly believe he is trying to help, that it's coming from a good place. And his video is on the description down below, so go and watch it because it's a nice watch. However, there is a lot of misinformation in it. So let's go through it. Clark is of the opinion that we should retrain these animals not to attack boats. Well, yes, that's the opinion of most of us sailors. That's what ideally should happen. And his approach is the use of spikes on the rudder, like barbed wire for the cows, but this would be barbed rudders for the orcas. This idea is not new. It's been floating around for years, and it has been tried. As far as I know, the boats that tried it did not get attacked. But that is not proof, because a lot of boats that have absolutely nothing done also did not get attacked. And if you are the type of person that will put spikes in your rudder, it means that you are worried about the attacks, and it means that you will avoid sailing in the areas where you're most likely to get attacked. Unfortunately, a lot of sailboats coming down the coast, they do not stick to the recommendations to avoid the orca attacks. That's one thing that needs to change. If you want to know where the latest attacks have been and the position of the orcas, you can go to Orca.pt. There's a link in the description. It's a free website where you can find the location and you can apply to become a member of the WhatsApp group where live updates on the position of orcas, the attacks, and the interactions is given on a WhatsApp group, which is really, really nice. So if everyone had all the information, a lot less attacks would happen for sure. So the spikes idea might be a good idea. He wants to monetize it, which I think it's, I don't know. But anyway, to each his own. Here's where the misinformation starts. He is under the impression that orcas will not attack a sailboat that is under engine. And this is absolutely false. They will attack boats under engine. They will attack boats that are power boats and not sailboats. And they did attack fishing boats as well. So he says in his video that he would turn on the engine to keep the orcas away. This does not work at all. If anything, you will call them because your engine is going to make more noise and they can hear you from farther away. So if you see someone tell you, turn on your engine because the orcas will not attack, this is false information. Please understand that. This is not to be confused with the recommendation of, if you are being attacked, turn on your engine and go as fast as possible towards shore, or if you're very far away from shore, just to leave the area. The belief is that the individuals attacking the boat are the young ones from the group, and most of the individuals from the group don't really care about attacking the boat. If you can manage to get far away enough from the group using your engine at max speed, those individuals might turn back and go back to the main group because they don't want to be really far away from the main group. That's where the idea comes from. Now, this second idea, when I first heard it, I thought to myself, Clark, mate, what have you been smoking? Can I have some of that? I'm just kidding. I'm messing with you. All debate is good debate, and talking about these things is the best that we can do to solve the problem. But the idea of getting derelict boats, outfit them with spikes, tow them into the orca attacks location, and just leave them there? Although at first glance it might sound like, okay, that's a good idea. Let's get a bunch of toys out there that will negatively reinforce the orcas not to attack the sailboats. But if you think about it, this is a shipping lane. You cannot abandon boats out there floating. That you just can't do that. And you cannot anchor them in place because the places where the orca attack the sailboats are much too deep to be anchored. And a third thing is that I do not know how the ocean works where you are used to sailing, but over here, if you dump a boat in somewhere, it's not going to stay there. It moves at half a knot to 1 knot south and into shore. So eventually all those boats are going to be coming crashing down the shore. I mean, what? That is not a good idea. Even though, yes, you could probably find some sailboats that would be free, you cannot dump them in the middle of the ocean. That is just ridiculous. In order for this idea to work, the boats would have to be crewed. They would have to be manned. And here's where the second problem comes. This is the coast of Portugal and Spain and the Bay of Biscay. A shitty boat, it's not going to work. You are going to be in danger if you are going with a shitty, crappy boat out there, purposely trying to attract the orcas to bit off your rudder. So, yeah, we need something better. There's no stupid ideas, but this one, Clark, mate, I think it might be stupid. Hey, I would appreciate it if you can make a better argument for it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it and let's figure it out. There are already sailboats and power boats that are being used by researchers that go meet the orcas and try to understand what makes them attack and what might keep them away. So far, nothing has come from those attempts. I think probably because they are manned by the biologists, which are very much on the side of the whale, not whale. It's killer whale, but it's a cetaceous, it's not really a whale. It doesn't matter. But because these scientists are a little bit biased towards the orcas, they have not yet provided solutions for those of us on the side of mankind, on the side of the sailboats. And I hate to be creating teams. That's not the point here. We should all be working together. But it's life. It's sometimes things are like that. If the scientists had their way, they would, and I kid you not, they would instate laws that forbid sailboats from going out because they distress the orcas. This has been actually a proposal to ban sailing in the coast of Portugal and Spain where the orcas are attacking. Now, that's even stupider, in my opinion, than dumping ghost ships all around the coast of Portugal and Spain. Anyway, look, every discussion is a good discussion, and I fully accept if you do not agree with me. And if you can make a good argument, then we will all learn from this. As we all try to fix this and come up with solutions, what you should know right now is if you are going to sail in the coast of Portugal and Spain and the area of Biscay, you should keep to shallow waters as much as you can. Most of the attacks occur at deeper waters than 20 meters, so you should keep in as shallow waters as you can. Second, do not sail at night because everything is worse at night. Third, if you are going a long distance, sail 10 degrees west. So at least 10 degrees west, because there hasn't been any attacks reported in that depth of water, because the orcas, they follow the tuna. If you do get attacked, turn on your engine and sail as fast as you can away from the area. Call VHF 16 and let people know what is happening to you. Metal boats are not immune. Although the metal rudder will probably not break itself, the quadrant and the cables inside or the hydraulic steering inside the boat will break. This has happened multiple times. Sailboats made out of metal, they get their rudder rammed by the orca and everything inside just breaks and you lose steerage. You might be able to fix it, but if you're close to the rocks, it's going to be a bad day. And if you want to know where the orcas are right now, go to Orcas.pt. enlist yourself for the WhatsApp group where people talk in real time when these attacks happen, and you can have the real-time location of the groups that are attacking the boats. All of your opinions are very welcome, and that's all I've got for you today. If you're still watching, you're a frickin' hero. Thank you so much for watching, and I see you on the next one. Cheers! Bye!